webinar is the second one in our series where we want to figure out where to study in Europe when it comes to library and information science. And this time we have two speakers which will present two different universities. So I will just give you a quick overview on the webinar today. So the first speaker will be Ernesto Priego, and I hope I pronounced the name right. He's from the City University of London. And then we have Sergej Sizov, again, sorry if I mispronounce anything. He's from the Heinrich Heine University in Dusseldorf and will present how what you can study there, and yes. Last but not least, we will have short European student chapter announcements in the end. Yes, about our series, where to study, we have started that last year, and there we had a short presentation. We had a presentation on library and information science at Hamburg University Berlin, and you can find this presentation and the recording as well as recordings of today and the presentation slides, I think, also on our European Student Chapter website, which you have seen on the first slide and which you will also see later on. As I said, today we have two speakers, and now we will right away start with the City University of London. Let me just properly introduce Ernesto Priego to you. Ernesto Priego is from the City University of London at the School of Mathematics, Computer Science and Engineering. He has a PhD in Information Studies from the University College of London. His background is in Cultural Studies and English Literature. He is a researcher affiliated to the UCL Center for Digital Humanities. He co-founded and coordinates the editorial work of the Comics Group Journal of Comics Scholarship, and he specialized in online publishing. So Ernesto Priego, if you want to start, you have the word.
Hello everyone, can you hear me? I'm sorry about that, suddenly I disappeared. So I hope you can hear me. If you cannot hear me, just wave. I think there's also icons to slow down or to speak louder, so you can use those too. Or you can let me know by the chat. Excellent, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everyone. It's a good crowd. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you, Tamara, for the invitation. So yes, as Agnes said, we are at City University London. We are one of two programs, two universities in London that do library and information science. We are right in the city center, we could say. We are in the area of Clerkenwell. We are pretty central. It's a prime location, really. We are very lucky to be here. And I am going to be showing the PDF that I made. I imagine, I don't know if you can, I hope that you see as I move the slides. So we are on the second slide now. Is that what you're seeing? Do you see that without libraries, what we have? We have no past and no future. So that's an epigraph, a quotation from Ray Bradbury, which is a science fiction writer that we like very much at City University London. We refer to our program as CityList. We are on Twitter quite a lot, and we use the hashtag CityList to engage with students and with staff and with fellow colleagues. We use the Twitter hashtag to share reading resources, to engage with students, to find out about jobs, to find out about what other people are doing in the sector. What you are seeing now is a word cloud that I used with the most frequent words in 2 weeks of hash city list tweets. So as you can see, we have a strong interest in the topic of libraries, information science, social media, open access, books. So we have 2 courses at the university. We do an MA, that's a Master's of Arts, or an MSc, that's a Master's in Science, in Library Science, or an MSc in Information Science. So these are master's courses that take a year. Well, it's an academic year, but it's essentially 2 terms of teaching. So you start in September, in late September, and then you finish around this time of the year. We are finishing the teaching courses, the taught courses this week, and then people write a dissertation over the summer. And we have also the opportunity to, for people to do research. So we also have PhD students or MPhils, Masters of Philosophy in Library and Information Science. So our school that we refer to as CityList or hash CityList is hosted within the school, a school which has other courses. So it's the very long name of the School of Mathematics, Computer Science and Engineering. And we are the ones who are working on these 2 topics. We're very proud to be part of City. It is a relatively young university that has been taking on the global stage, really focusing on academic excellence and specializing in businesses and the professions. There's a strong tradition of business at City, also in journalism, publishing, and of course information science that has been taught since 1961. So there is a strong tradition in information science at City University London, and now what we are doing is adapting, evolving with the discipline on the 21st century. You can refer back to these slides. These slides will be as well, where they are already on SlideShare, so you can see them there, and I understand you can also download them from here. We are very proud that the Department of Library and Information Science has been doing this discipline for a long time. In the UK, there is something called the Research Excellence Framework, or REF, and the submissions for, there's a typo there I realized, for 2014 we were rated top nationally in the library and information science area. So this means that our research was evaluated by peers and was compared to the research of other institutions, and we were rated very highly. We are really, the core of our courses is really the idea of the human communication chain, the information communication chain. So we are focusing on a multidisciplinary approach in which we see the phenomenon of information communication chain in a holistic way. Within the Department of Library and Information Science, I hope I'm not boring you too much, we have a Center for Information Science, which is the home for our research. So it is also the center where we are publishing from and developing our ideas and research, and where our PhD students also work. So what is really important to know is that we have a particular take on library and information science. We understand that it is a long-standing yet evolving academic discipline. It has its own set of theories and perspectives. We focus on the practice of librarianship, information management, archiving, records management, and other collection professions. But we are really interested in the use of technology and we see LIS, or Library and Information Science, as rooted in the humanities and social sciences. So we are really concerned, with preparing people or helping people prepare for the so-called digital age, and we are working with notions of information architecture or data science, digital libraries, digitization, and digital humanities. Well, what I can tell you about what it's like to be a student at #CityList is that it is an incredibly friendly community. People who join us are very dynamic. They are people who are interested in making things happen. It's a very diverse community, international. Many of our students are already practicing librarians or information professionals, or people who are doing career changes, who have backgrounds in different disciplines, from philosophy and law to health, and it also covers a range of ages. And what's interesting is that we really focus on selecting passionate, intellectually curious participants from diverse backgrounds. We welcome many international students, and as you can see from the photos, we really try to foster a community of research and practice that is also, fun, that goes out. So we do trips to places like, the British Library or the National Archives, and celebrate successes together and try to build an active community online as well as offline. Please, Tamara or Agnes, just let me know if this is going well, or if when I need to stop, please, because I can keep on talking about this for a long time and I don't want to do that. So our library school is, the center of our teaching. So yeah, this is, you can see a photo here of the main building of the college building of City University London on a sunny day. There's also a more modern photo of what's called the Social Sciences building, which is a recent addition. So it combines a traditional London environment with modern buildings. And what's great about our central London location is that we have, real life access to not only the collections that our library has, which is, can be considered moderate in comparison to what we have around us, including the British Library. So the British Library is literally, 30 minutes walk away, or 12 minutes on public transport, and of course the University of London and all the other universities in the Bloomsbury area. So it is a very dynamic area where there is the opportunity to go to different places and work in different places and move around. The transport links are excellent. So it's not a university which is, outside the city center, or that it will take you a long time to move around, or to go to museums or archives or galleries. And what we found out is that our graduates are highly employable, basically because we focus on general critical skills, in a way social skills, that we find employers really favor, whilst providing workshops and hands-on expertise, particularly in things that have been considered core librarianship practices like cataloging, but also in things like digital collections management, or even data collection or data archiving. What is very important to say is that our courses are accredited by the Chartered Institute of Library and Information Professionals, which is, it's CILIP, and it is the association that represents library and information professionals in the United Kingdom. They are also recognized by the American Library Association and by the Australian Library and Information Association. So this means that if you get a degree from our school, any employer will favor that degree. Or something else that we try to do is to run lots of other activities which are optional, so people do not necessarily have to do them if they don't have the time or if they are doing it part-time. But we try to accommodate the different schedules, and we are on, organizing with our colleagues in other institutions like the British Library or the National Archives or University College London. We do activities and have guest speakers with them all the time. I can let you know more about it in a moment. So the academic staff, you can see some photos of us. That's me with Stephen Macri. That's Lynn Robinson, who is currently the course director. Diane Bell, who is one of our research librarians. So we work with the research librarians very closely, with visiting professors that come from the United States or from Europe. And we are a relatively small team that they give dedicated attention to our students. In this slide I have information about the 2014 Research Excellence Framework results, in which, as I said, we came up rated very highly. 77% of research was rated as world leading with 4 stars. So it's not that bad. On the contrary, it was, in comparison to many other institutions, we came up very highly within the UK. So this is something that I suppose that students will be very interested in finding out, is, what courses they can do, and one is information science, the other one is library science. Information science is designed for those interested in information provision within a given subject domain, say law or health, and has a focus on technological solutions to information organization and retrieval. And library science has at its core library and information services. So it is designed for those interested in developing a critical understanding of the application of core librarianship skills, as well as computer technologies in the GLAM sector. What I have to say as well is that students from information science and library science do share courses, particularly at the beginning. They share a foundation course, and they can also take each other's modules. So sometimes it is it's just a question of which are your core modules and which are your optional modules, what will determine what your degree will be on. So the MSc in Information Science is a full-time or part-time course, and you would take some core modules like Library Information Science Foundation, Information Resources and Organization, Information Management and Policy, Digital Information Technologies and Architecture, Research Evaluation and Communication Skills, Information Retrieval, Information Domains, and then some optional ones like Library and Publishing, Information Society, Information Law and Policy, Independent Study, Web Applications Development, and Data Visualization. So all in all, it involves 7 core modules and 1 elective module plus dissertation. Hello, and welcome. In library science, we have the same thing, in which we have 7 core modules and 1 elective module plus a dissertation. And the emphasis, as you can see, is more on the library side of things, and there are some modules that are core for information science, are optional for library science, and the other way around. You can find out more about that in the links that you can check later there, here. Entry requirements. What is important is that you have a good second-class honors degree from a UK university. It's important that you have some relevant professional experience, but you don't have to. So if you've never worked in a library or in an archive or in a museum, that's fine. But we can say that it does help. Applicants should also have a good professional qualification of English. So normally we ask for IELTS of 6.5. But there are other ways in which you can get into City. We have a partner called Into City University London, and they offer preparation programs for that. There's also the possibility once you get in, I should have said that if you don't go for the master's, you may get a diploma if you just do half the course, or you may get a certificate if you do all the modules but you don't do the dissertation. So you can also opt for that. So, you know, there's lots of benefits to studying with us. I think that one of the key benefits is being in a Okay, yes, I will finish in a moment, Evelyn. I mean, one of the huge benefits is being in London in a community which is very excited about the future of library and information science, that will provide you with the information, the context, and some of the key hands-on skills to debate and decide and act on the current information landscapes as you know, with the challenges of the 21st century, but taking into account as well that these challenges are not equally distributed. You can find more about us, you know, in the slides. They are online. We have a blog where we are posting all our activities. It is. I'm typing it on the chat. I'm sorry, it's not a hyperlink, but I had to type it quickly. But I'm sure that if you copy and paste that on your browser, you will be able to find us with all the news. We also offer scholarships and bursaries, and these are also for European Union applicants or international applicants. So it's important that you check these because it's very, it can be very expensive to study in the UK. It's something that has to be taken into account, and any help that you can get will be valuable. We offer the key bursary that we offer is of £1,000 for UK or European Union nationals, and we have a new bursary for information science. Anyway, we have placements in museums and organizations. We offer conferences, workshops, and seminars, and the university offers lots of student support apart from the relevant CILIP membership for information professionals. There's nice facilities to do sport, the libraries, the cafeteria, etc. But I guess that what you are really interested on is also the academic aspect of it, which is what I mainly try to cover. Please do follow us on Twitter by searching for the hashtag #CityLease. I will be very happy to answer more questions here or on Twitter if you follow me at Ernesto Priego. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate your attention today. I hope you didn't get very, very bored. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for your presentation. So now we have a bit time for a few questions. If you want to ask some questions about what you have heard, you can just type them in, or you can unmute yourself and just post them.
Okay, so people have questions, they can type them.
Yeah, they can type them or ask them. I have a first question, if you don't mind, about your CityLease hashtag. And are people or are your students actively using it, or is it like did you have to convince them, or because sometimes it's hard to get the participation in such things, and that would be interesting.
Well, we normally, in some cases, some people have to be convinced, but we cannot force people to use social media, right? So sometimes they convince themselves that it's something that's good to do, and also because we do embed a widget with the tweets. People don't have to be on Twitter to follow what's happening, so they can follow it from the virtual learning environment that we have, or from our website, or from our blog. So yes, we have very, very good activity. We have a list of all our students that use the hashtag, and many people do. So we are I think it's one of the most active academic networks on Twitter, at least in the UK, that we know of. Students and staff are committed to use it. Of course, as always, there's some people that use it more than others.
That's great.
I will share with you. We have a.
There's another. Yeah.
Yes, there's another question about how many PhDs we have.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, normally PhDs, because it takes longer, and we want to focus on giving them dedicated attention, and because it is really a hard thing to do, a PhD, to be honest. We do not like to take too many PhDs because we want to give them all our academic attention. At the moment, we have 4 PhD students that are at different stages of their research. We have a list of our PhD students on the website, and if you look at the sidebar of our blog, I just posted it there, you will see some of the blogs of the PhD students and the research that they are doing. So, when we have a student who is doing research about fan communities, fan networks online, about social media privacy, etc. So yes, we normally have about 4 PhDs, full-time research students, and normally the group of the masters will vary between 30 and 40 students, so between 25 and 40, depending on the year.
Great. Well, thank you. If there are no further questions, I think we can go on. And if anyone still has a question left, you know how to contact Ernesto Priego via Twitter or via email.
Yes, you can also email me as well.
Okay.
I'll be happy to answer any questions by email, by Twitter, any way you want. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so then we will come to our next speaker, which is Professor Sergej Sizov. He is Professor of Web Science at the Department of Information Science at the Heinrich Heine University Dusseldorf since 2013. And before, he was a postdoc researcher and project coordinator at the Institute of Web Science and Technologies in Koblenz. He has a PhD in computer science from the Saarland University, and as well as a PhD in applied mathematics from the State Technical University in Russia. His research interests are information retrieval, web mining, semantic web, and multimodal analysis of social media.
Now you can hear me. I hope you can hear my voice and you can listen to me, because it was also my very first time operating this web conferencing system. Okay, but now under the assumption that everything works fine, so I am ready to share with you some information about our Institute for Information Science. But strictly speaking, we are part of a larger institute about information science and language technologies. Means we have 2 large groups. One of them is what we are, and information science, and the second one is computer linguistics. So, and we are sitting in the same building in a very special location in a very center of many things. So how can I proceed to the next slide? Okay, brilliant. So what is about information science in Dusseldorf? So basically we are located in the very middle of Europe, so because Germany is located somehow in a center of Europe, and the city of Dusseldorf is a large city and a regional capital of one of the counties, is located in the very center of Germany. But even more important, that we are also located in the middle of networks and research activities in several fields of information science. So if you are going to visit us, first of all, you will find here in Dusseldorf something like this. Looks like a big container, and this container is on a very big campus of the University of Dusseldorf. And this container contains about 20 researchers of our groups, including 2 professors, so myself and my senior colleague, Professor Wolfgang Stock, and one academic counselor, sort of a distinguished postdoc researcher, and 17 researchers working on their PhDs and partly also master thesis. This group, the content of this container produces about 20 high-quality peer reviewed publications per year. And I also tried Google Scholar before my presentation, so by now we have more than 1,500 citations in total. If we try to express our performance or our impact or our visibility in terms of citation analysis. So beyond this, not our container but the surrounding buildings contain also over 900 students that are related to our courses, so they are very big, also a very big teaching part of our faculty. The more interesting part, so not just about visiting or explaining our container, but this container, as you can see on the right-hand side, is located on a big campus. So looks like a small city. So to cross this campus territory from top to bottom, you need about 20 to 25 minutes. So it's really huge. And huge is not only the territory, but also sort of potential that we have in our research cooperations. So information science in Dusseldorf is working partly, so more or less closely with other disciplines that also reside at our university, including things like analysis of political discourses, analysis of media systems, legal sciences, sociology, economics, linguistics, and also a very big hospital on top, medicine, so we have some medical activities related to that field as well. So we have a very good environment for conducting interdisciplinary research with many high-quality partners, with many high-quality professorships, chairs, working groups, projects, just on site, without leaving our campus at all. So we can model or describe our group in terms of different things, like our location or the number of students or the number of citations. This is another viewpoint or view on information science in Düsseldorf from the perspective of geospatial features. Is just a projection where our PhD students and master students present their papers. So from that perspective of this sort of geospatial model, so our group is very well distributed across the world, so from the territorial perspective, so many recent conferences in many different countries, including exotic ones, from Singapore to Seattle, so all over the world. But we also see a broad range of topics that our students and PhD students cover in their research investigations. For example, ACM-CKIR, the leading conference in the field of information retrieval, you know. We have publications recently submitted and accepted by ACM Web Science Conference over several years, Web Science Conference, interdisciplinary research in the field of web, part of our research investigations. We have one of the leading conferences in the field of semantic web, like Extended Semantic Web Conference, ESWC. So we have conferences like Scientometrics and Infometrics, the classical fields of information science. We have ASIS meetings, so a very broad range of research activities that are concentrated in this small gray container building. So to give this container a certain structure, so we can subdivide our research investigation into three major fields. So theoretical information science, here we have two major focal points: information retrieval and knowledge representation. Then empirical information science, this is about infometrics, analysis of large content like big data, and a new research domain that I have started here 2 years ago. It is web science, interdisciplinary research, having the web or web data or web users or web communities a subject of different disciplines taken together, like computer science and sociology or psychology or economics or law. And beyond this, we also have applied information science, different studies or different analysis, kinds of analysis applied to information markets, information societies, and information literacy. So related to this, my colleagues, especially Professor Stock, also and Sonja Gus van Loo have published a couple of books on information markets. So the very new book, Handbook of Information Science, for teaching students in information science, very well written book that Professor Stock also worked for a couple of years on, and information literacy and information competence. Okay, so what does it mean exactly? So abstract circles or schemes are not really expressive. So let's take a look just at very few potential examples. Tamara, are you online? So can you give me 2, 3, 4 minutes more time? Is it possible? Tamara is typing yes. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so recent research activities that originate from our gray container located in the middle, in the heart of Europe. So studies about informational cities. Our staff members visited a couple of cities across Europe, in Japan, Korea, Arabia, and conducted comprehensive studies and interviews with decision makers and planners of cities, and also and what the studies is what kind of information infrastructures is available in different cities. Can we describe cities, compare cities, or rank cities against different criterions of information infrastructure, like internet access on the bus, or availability of public access points, the quality of information services for tourists, the quality of information services for citizens, and many other aspects. So these results are now being summarized, so describing big items like cities by means of information-related features. How information or less informational are cities, big cities across all of the world. Another interesting example by Sonja Gus van Loo, she is coordinating this project. How to teach students. So just some kind of courses or seminars is a common mean of teaching people, but what we also offer to our students is playing games in a student course, adventure games that are integrated part by now of the core course on knowledge representation. So knowledge representation is about different means of ontology construction, ontology mapping, querying ontology, building knowledge bases, using knowledge bases in decision making. It looks somehow abstract. But what people do is they walk through the campus and they try to find some hidden treasures. They have to solve some sort of exercises. It's a comprehensive project that is subject of a research and development project. So out of this we are developing a new platform for deploying new games for students and have already a couple of cooperation partners. So it is not just just teaching people, but it is also doing research on how to teach people, how to present information, and how to present scientific information to students in an optimal way. So another interesting point is information literacy. This is also from Sonja Gus van Loo. So our staff members, they visit kindergartens or elementary schools and play testing games on laptops and on tablet PCs with children. So doing some scientific experiments in order to understand how kids at that age, so 3 or 4, so you should imagine, so really little kids, how they approach information, how they process information, especially in online information systems, in online games, and how this process is developing over time. So the objective is to understand how people, so growing people, develop the information competence and how the operational capabilities from kindergarten to elementary school, from elementary school to high school, and so on and so far, and what kind of background mechanisms can explain this. So part of this is empirical studies, part of this is psychology, so it's a very interesting and challenging project. So just to mention less impressive but nevertheless very interesting activities that are also running at this time in our gray building. So one important area is social media research users and usage of portals like Facebook, network economy, what does it mean, what is the monetary value of social contacts or online advertising, and also some studies on legal issues. For example, what is the online identity, how this online identity should be implemented, what does it mean stealing the online identity, and how people interpret this, trust, how they trust or distrust other contacts if they run some chats or start a new group on Facebook. So information service evaluation means so what people prefer, what kind of information systems people prefer, and why so many people are users of Facebook but much less people using alternatives. So there are portals like Facebook in different countries, and what kind of quality, how can we explain quality perception? Is it really the quality of services like Facebook or Twitter, or just the mass of users working there? And what are the influential factors like commonality, so how common the tool is in a country, and what kind of role other features like technical support can play. So even less hot, but nevertheless very interesting, the domain of infometrics and scientometrics. So analysis, the impact of the impact factors. So if you check out the recent literature, so many impact factors, performance measures, altmetrics are available, but who is using them and how important are they for really evaluating and really accessing their performance or impact in particular research fields. So the interesting observation is there are so many indexes that have been published in scientometrics, but nobody is using them across many disciplines. And people reduce themselves mostly to H-index because it is available on Google Scholar or Microsoft Academic Search. How indexes or how performance measures should be designed in such a way that they serve needs of concrete people in across different disciplines with different publication culture, monographies, journals, conferences, whatever, Okay, then just so to make a short overview more complete. So okay, my slides are scrolling somehow even without my intervention. This is very interesting. Oh yeah, okay. Information retrieval and recommendation system, state of the art. So the background assumption of collaborative recommendation scenarios that we have. So we have lots of people working on it so across the world. Lots of competitions, and what we try to optimize is reproducibility of user decisions. We have some training data and people have voted with 4 stars or 5 stars. If you look at this problem more closely, we will identify 5 stars is not exact. We can ask same people 5 times and we will get 5 different answers. Sometimes it is 5 stars, sometimes it is 5.5 stars, sometimes it's 4. How to integrate this natural uncertainty of human decisions into our models. So, and finally, so different kinds of knowledge management that is resulting from such advanced IR procedures and IR models. Okay, this is about research, but now if you are interested in research, you can also join us for a short time or for a long time for studying. By now we offer sort of classical courses, majors in information science and language technologies. So this is a collaborative major between our linguists, computational linguistics, and the group of information science. And you can get a major in bachelor major or complementary major, and also masters in information science and language technology, so common courses. By now we are working on 2 new courses that we are going to introduce over the next 2 or 3 semesters. From the broad planning perspective, today we had longer negotiations with our dean of our faculty about this. So the one of them is digital humanities, which is basically the extended version of information science, collaboration with other disciplines like sociology in order to better understand how people behave in online environments. So less classical information science, more information science on the web and in online environments. And the second one is masters. So the master in web science, it is very interdisciplinary in the sense that people attend lectures from different disciplines like law and economics and computer science, of course, and other disciplines, and try to combine knowledge and experiences from different fields in their major. So remember what I have shown at the very beginning of my slides. So this container is located in a very promising surroundings of different disciplines. So what we do now, we exploit our contacts to them, and we try to set up a joint course where people would be able to attend different kinds of lectures and seminars from different disciplines. So this is now upcoming, not yet implemented, but would be implemented, I hope at least, would be offered soon. So now the natural question for the visitors of our webinar, of our web conference, so how should I or could I benefit from, out of this beyond self-presentation from a gray container? So the gray container can offer you research collaborations in a peer-to-peer manner. So if you have found some of the issues on my list or some of the research areas interesting, feel free to contact us. So almost the information is available on the web. So drop us a line, and then we can set up for working or discussing on related issues. So you can work together with us. We are also happy to welcome visiting researchers and students. For example, we have a track of collaborations in the European Erasmus program. So if somebody is interested to make a short research stay, to offer some courses, or to invite visiting researchers from our group, Tamara, who is coordinating now this web conference in the background, many thanks for doing this. She's also coordinating at the moment this Erasmus program, so feel free to drop her a line, and she will forward your ideas or your questions to our persons. And of course, we are open for a broad range of collaboration activities. We have experience in conducting EU research projects, STRAPS and IPs in the 7th framework program, DFG German research projects and the like. So we are interested in participations in new project proposals, possibly organizing together summer schools and conferences, so everything is possible. So I have a very long URL at the very end of my last slide. It is from our faculty, but you can find us on the web easily. You are information, so almost of you are information scientists or library scientists. You know how to operate large-scale search engines. So just Google for Information Science Düsseldorf, and you will find us immediately. Thank you very much for your attention, and now I open for your questions. Thanks.
Thank you very much for your presentation. There have been 2 questions in the chat. I will just start reading the first one. How many postdoc researchers are in the group? Was the first question.
Okay, at the moment we have just one postdoc. This is sort of a distinguished postdoc researcher with advanced lecturing tasks. And this year a couple of people will finalize their PhDs, and we hope that some of them will stay with us. Depending on the financial situation, so currently we also have some project proposals in a pipeline. Depending on success, we are hiring additional people, for example, for coordinating such a project and supervising 1 or 2 researchers on a U or a DFG project from time to time. But this is depending on finances, and by now we have just one.
The second question was, is it easy for international students to join the master program?
Well, it depends. So we are happy to welcome international students, and it is, of course, it is possible to join the master program. You can, if you are interested or have some interesting candidates. So what we need is, of course, the background, the educational background, and how many courses have been attended that can be reused, and how many courses or background knowledge is missing. So this basically it is individual decisions, but usually they are positive. And from time to time, such students that change from other universities or other countries have to conduct, say, things like a language course in German language in order to be able to attend lectures and seminars given in German, of course, but also maybe attending 1 or 2 courses in addition as a bridge from another undergraduate program into Master of Information Science. In the same will be the case also by joining the Master of Web Science. In this case, we explicitly invite and we explicitly support students from abroad and from other universities to join us. Because it's a very interdisciplinary endeavor, so you don't have to be information scientist or hardcore information scientist or computer scientist to study web science. And all the modules in the first 3 semesters are designed in such a way that they start with technical basics and foundations. So if you miss some background, you also can fill this gap by attending the first introductory lecture to a module and maybe doing some more exercises. Okay, the only thing that we don't have at the moment, before I offer too much, it is not possible to study web science in the future, at the moment at least, our planning. And it is not possible to study information science and language technology entirely in English. So some courses are given in German. So if you are going to join us, it is possible, but you should have some German skills or you should attend some courses in order to be able to follow.
I want to thank you again for your presentation. It was very interesting, and I think, yeah, many people are now interested in studying in Dusseldorf. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Tamara.
So I will just go on to the announcements of our chapter. We have just one short thing that we want to share with you, and that is that ASIS has now a new website, which is, I think, which went alpha, I think, in the past days. Yeah. And ASIS now is interested in getting feedback on that website. So we, the European Student Chapter, have prepared a questionnaire which you can find here on our European Student Chapter website, and we would really appreciate if you could just take a look at the new ASIS website and give us some feedback via the questionnaire. It's a very short one. It will take about 5 or 10 minutes to complete it, depending on how much feedback you want to give us. And the good thing is that you can win a free student membership if you complete it. So yes. Okay, that was it for the webinar. Thanks again to the both speakers, to Sergej Sizov and Ernesto Priego. You can find the slides and the recording of the webinar soon online. Or Ernesto's slides are already online. He posted the link in the chat if you want to see them right away. Otherwise, you can also wait for the recording, which will be online in the next days. Okay, so thank you very much, and we hope that you've enjoyed the webinar and that we will see or hear you the next time.